Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, A to Z Psychology with Obian Chidozie. So this is a YouTube channel that is geared to educate you and give a detailed explanation and analysis concerning your courses as a psychology student, and or maybe any student, from any department you bring any course from psychology, you will be having a detailed explanation to those courses here. So stay tuned as we go through this together. Okay, so our first topic, I want to start with the first course, Psych 101 in psychology, which is always the introduction to psychology. And there we always want to resume with the etymology, the history of psychology, which we may have to touch later. But first, we need to understand what is psychology etymologically. You know, when we say etymologically or literally, we are trying to look at the concepts, the words that made up the word psychology. So we understand that psychology is coming from two Greek words. So we understand that this Psych 101 is always an objective exams. So we should take note of that. So I will want to be teaching it as such. Yeah. So psych and logos, that is the two words where the word psychology is coming from. So we have psyche, that is Psyche, and logos. So psyche means mind, and logos means science or study, or in some places you see it as discourse. So we can now, from these two words, we say, you know, there are two Greek words. So from these two Greek words, we say psychology literally is defined as the science of the mind, or you say discourse about the mind, or study of the mind. That is the literal meaning of psychology. So we also, from there, we understand that before the science of psychology has always been in departments or disciplines like philosophy and biology, or you say physiology. So because that is another question that may be coming out, you may be seeing before. The question may come like that psychology has a short, a long, what is it called? A long history with a short, whatever. I can't remember how they say, but the key word here is that psychology initially has been under philosophy and biology. That is from where psychology came from. So you understand that those philosophers in those days they were the first person that engaged in those questions like what do we know? How are we behaving like this? Why is somebody smiling at this point and at the other point the person is crying? Why is a person that is say you see, oh, this person is gentle, and the other person may see the same person and say, no, this person is very aggressive. Why are you such a gentle person in the church, but when you get to the maybe let's say a park, you are very aggressive? Maybe when you wanted to drag the vehicle, you wanted to board a bus, and then what constitutes all these complexities in human behavior? So persons that wanted to, or that tried supplying answers to these kind of questions were philosophers. And one of the first names in the 17th century was Hippocrates. Yeah, it will be very expedient to point out here that Hippocrates, till date, is regarded as the father of modern medicine. Yes, modern medicine. Like the medical doctors till today, when they want to, maybe during their induction, You still hear them, they are called out, they want to swear to an oath. They call that Hippocratic oath because of this man, Hippocrates. His contribution till date to the modern medicine is still very relevant. So concerning our behavior as human beings, Hippocrates was the person that suggested that humans have 4 body fluids in us, that it depends on the quantity of these fluids in you that determines your behavior at some point, So he called them the black bile, the yellow bile, the phlegm, and the blood. Yes. So you understand, the yellow bile, according to him, is the one for aggressivity. So when your yellow bile is higher, you've discovered that is when you are high or something. So you're almost like aggressive at that point. So when the black bile is there, you are calm and everything. So blood is the ones that are kind and every other thing. So we all have this 4 bodily fluid according to him, and this is an explanation he's trying to give to why we behave, or the changes or the complexities in our behavior. So that was the first person that brought such a contribution to psychology, or such an explanation trying to explain human behavior. And that's why we say that psychology started from philosophy and physiology. If you check his explanation, you see that it's physiology in nature, yeah? So that is Hippocrates, and please take note those 4 bodily fluids as we mentioned. So from there, we also want to talk about psychology as a science. When we say some scientific inquiry, we understand that apart from scientific inquiry, there are other areas of inquiry, which we are not going to be talking about them. There are other ways where through which we get knowledge. We call it fixing beliefs. You understand that we have maybe through authority, through intuition, and everything, and speculation, and everything. So we understand that when we say a scientific discipline, there is a reason. The science of any area of inquiry is because they are adopting a scientific method. Any area of inquiry that is adopting scientific method is regarded as a science course or a science subject. So, and when we say the scientific method, they follow a procedure, a systematic step-by-step procedure to get to any of their information or conclusions. So you understand that in science, we understand that the thing that matters is not in the results or your conclusion, but in the procedure through which you got that result. Okay, all humans have 2 legs. We're not interested in that. In science, we're interested in how did you come to that conclusion. So how do and why are they called scientific method is because they adopt scientific method, or why are they called scientific inquiry, is because they adopt the scientific method, which has 7 major steps. Yeah, the 7 major steps in scientific inquiry is: first, identification of problem. Identify, or you say definition of problem. Some literature will tell you definition of problem. Yeah, so first you identify, oh, okay, what is this? I think, why is everybody standing and nobody want to help? I think this is a problem of whatever they may call it. The thing is that you have discovered a problem and you see it. Oh, why is it every time I yawn, the next person beside me also yawns? If this gets your interest, you may want to embark on a research on that, and that is scientific method. And the first step, like we said, is first identify the problem that you're interested in. and or you say the word definition of problem. After that, you do literature review. Literature review. In literature review, there we try to look at everything existing empirical works, maybe articles, what people have said about what you are interested in. Perhaps they have done it before, then there is no need you go through that. See, if they have done it before, you are not gonna, maybe you check any other thing concerning it. Maybe you can check other ways around, or what they didn't do, maybe gap in knowledge or the limitations of their own study. That is the essence of literature review. After you've gone through the literature review, the next step, that's the third one, is formulation of hypothesis. Hypothesis, we'll do it in other courses. I don't need to explain it here. I'm well interested to enumerate the steps. Remember, this is an OBJ exam. So formulation of hypothesis. After that, selection of sample frame. You select which kind of sample method do you want to take or embark on or use. We'll talk about sampling later in another course. Then after selection of sample frame, you collect your data. After collection of data, the next is analysis. You analyze the data, and the seventh is reporting. You draw your conclusion or your inference and report. That is the 7 steps in scientific inquiry. And that any subject or any course that takes through this process or procedure, these steps, is called a scientific field. And we understand that just like we have the physical sciences, biological sciences, medical sciences, so also we have the social sciences, which we're going to be talking about very soon in this podcast. So, but let's touch a little more about this word science. There are characteristics or attitude that any scientific person, or you say you're a scientist, they always have this attitude, or we call it the attitude of science or characteristics of science. Okay, so that will be the next topic in the next podcast. Please, I want you to please remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share it with your friends, and please see you in the next podcast. Thank you.